Alright, I am back, and I'm going to do a really quick video. I'm going to do a class setup. I'm going to take you through my M27 setup. People have been requesting this, and I'm going to tell you why I do what I do with the gun. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Okay, so this is my loadout one. Of course, I'm using an M27. Now, I go with a thermal scope, and I specifically do this on PlayStation. I don't use a thermal scope on Xbox, but I find with the next generation, the maps are a little crisper. The thermal sight works really well. Now, if you want to use a tracker sight, go ahead and use a tracker sight. Now, with my secondary, I go with a foregrip. Now, I know a lot of people like bullet penetration or rapid fire, but I don't have the best aim. You guys have seen my video. I want to keep the gun as steady as possible and have less recoil, and you actually find it helps you with long range battles. Now, a little trick is to tap the button instead of hold it down when you're hitting long range. Shooting out 1 or 2 bullets definitely makes aim a little better. I never go with a secondary. If you need a secondary, just pick up a gun when you go by. Now, for my lethal, IED. Now look at this real quick. I've used it 1,728 times, and this is only on PlayStation. Let me be clear. If this was Xbox, it would say time used like 100,000. I beast with it on Xbox. Now I've only gotten 281 kills, but this is important. 649 hits. That means 649 times I was alerted someone was coming, and I probably put them to sleep. Now let's get into the perks. Now, one reminder, when I do these gun setups, I'm doing setups for camping. I'm not doing setup to win gun battles. I'm not running around with an M27 and drop shotting people and trying to beat them in a gun battle. It doesn't happen that way. So what I tend to do is I tend to go with sleight of hand. Reason being, a lot of times you're shooting at people, they wait for the bullets to run out, they jump out and they put you to sleep because these guns load so slow. If you don't have sleight of hand, it's like, man, you can count, you can read a book, and then the gun finally loads up. So I go with sleight of hand just to get a jump on people. Now, dead silence. Now you would think that if you're sitting in one spot, what difference would dead silence make? But here's the reality. I'm moving around a lot of times. When I get into a spot, I'm patrolling an area. The last thing I want is someone coming up and they can hear that I'm walking to the other side of my spot and take me out. Or worse yet, you're trying to get to your spot. The game just started. You got some guy with agility and marathon. They done got to your side of the map and they hear you coming and take you out. I'd rather go with dead silence. This is the most sound horn game ever. So let's eliminate the sound horn. Now, fully loaded. In my early videos, I went with scavenger. But with the M27, I find fully loaded to be more than enough. I've never run out of bullets with an M27. And I've had games where I've gotten 50, 60 kills and I'm still loaded. Now let's go into the extra lethal. I go with 2 lethals. I mean, bottom line, to me, 1 lethal is never enough. Often people that have more than 1 route to get to you. This way you cover both your routes and you're good. Now here's a controversial one. Hardline. A lot of people say, go with focus, Aiken. But you're not trying to win gun battles too often. You're hitting people from a range. You're hitting them at angles. So what good is focus? Focus is for gun battles. I'm going with the hard line. 1, look at that helo pilot down there. It's 12 kills to get to the helo pilot. This takes it down to 11. But what's more important, every assist counts as a kill. Every 2 assists. Now, when you're shooting from long range, often you hit people. You don't kill them. Your teammates finish them off. Guess what? I get maybe 2 to 3 kills added to my streak just on assist. So what happens is I'm long ranging. I've only gotten 7 or 8 kills and I'm already to the helo pilot. That's why that's important. And that's my setup for the M27. Now let me show you the strike package and why I go with what in the strike package. Early on, I was using SATCOM, I was using IMS, and I was using Sentry Gun, but people actually talked about me for getting low score streaks, and I'm like, I can get helo pilots. I just wanted to make a video for the average or beginner players to learn how to, get their kill streaks. So I tend to go with the helo pilot, but there's nothing wrong with going with something like a SATCOM, the IMS, or the Sentry Gun. And as a matter of fact, you can have 2 Sentry Guns down. You can't have 2 IMSs. So you may want to go to low score streaks with the SATCOM so you can see them coming, have the IMS watching your back, and then you can load up 2 Sentry Guns and sit on the IMS. I mean, a lot of people do that. There's nothing wrong with it. Now I'm going to show you my secondary setup real quick. Same exact setup, except I'm using a tracker sight. I'm here on PlayStation 4, so I do have an alternative because although I find the thermal to be more effective on a PlayStation 4, the tracker sight works great in maps like free fall and stuff like that. Darker maps I get into and it works really well. Now on this setup, everything's the same except no hardline. I'm going with focus. Now I just told you you're not trying to win a gun battle. Why would you want focus? Every now and then you run across someone else that's using an M27. They're sitting across the map, they're waiting on you and they're taking you out. This is when it comes in handy. You done lost 2 or 3 battles. You want to be able to switch it up, and now focus is going to come in. You're both hitting each other, so whoever doesn't have focus is going to lose. All right, I wanted to make this quick and simple. That's my M27 setup. Just keep in mind, these setups are for camping. They're not for speed. If you want gun speed, you don't use these setups. If you want quicker guns, you probably want to go with an SMG. You probably want to go with, you know, other perks like, for example, ready up and whatnot and agility. But we're focusing on the best setup for camping, and this is what Saken is using. This is what you've seen probably in my last 10 or 20 videos. Now, if I go to a honey badger or something else, I actually got setups on the channel for that. You can go ahead and check them out. All right, I am out. Let's go.